This is Kutztown Live, Kutztown University's campus and community radio magazine, with regular guest segments with the Northeast Berks Chamber of Commerce. More information can be found on our Kutztown University Radio website. And now, from the studios of Kutztown University Radio, Kutztown Live.
Hi, I'm Lori D'Onofrio-Galli, and I'm the Executive Director of the Northeast Berks Chamber. I'm happy to be here in the studio this week for another episode of our Chamber Business segment. Today we have a special focus on Rotary clubs. We're very proud that we have 4 Rotary clubs within our Northeast Berks Chamber membership, and we have some special guests today who are representing those clubs. Our first guest is Connie Worley. She's not only a president of the Kutztown Rotary, but she's also the treasurer of the Northeast Berks Chamber. Welcome, Connie.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Next, we have Pam Rothenberger. Pam is the membership chair at the Rotary Club of Reading. And Pam, you and the Reading Rotary Club are newer members of the Northeast Berks Chamber. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. And I'm very happy to be part of the Northeast Chamber.
Thank you very much. We also have today the president of the Fleetwood Rotary Club, Steve Chappelle.
Hi, Lori. Thank you for having me on today.
Hi, Steve. Thanks for joining us. We also have Reverend Mark Jensen, who is the president of the Hamburg Rotary Club. Mark, welcome to our show.
Lori, thanks for having us.
Sure, you're welcome. And last but not least, we have Bob Hobaugh. And Bob has a history with the Northeast Berks Chamber as one of its founders and also the solicitor. But in addition, he is also the district governor-elect for District 7430. Welcome, Bob.
Thanks for the welcome, Lori. It's great to be here.
All right. Well, before we get started conversing about Rotary clubs and your upcoming events and projects and the mission of Rotary International, I just want to mention a few upcoming activities that are happening at the Chamber this month. First of all, if you're interested in finding out what events, programs, or networking activities are happening at the Chamber, please visit northeastberkschamber.com and scroll down to the Google Calendar on the homepage. And there you can listen to podcasts from Kutztown University Radio, and you can also find out or register for events that are happening in the next few weeks. This week, we will be hosting one of our monthly member meetups. These meetups are designed for not only new or even seasoned members of the Chamber, but also for prospective members who are considering the benefits of membership. That will be held virtually from 12 noon to 1 p.m. on Thursday, the 18th. And again, you can go to our Google Calendar to register for that event or go to our Facebook page and look for the events. On Friday, we're resuming what we're calling really our BYO breakfast or no breakfast meeting. Until we resume face-to-face meetings, we will be hosting March, April, May on the third Friday, a virtual membership meeting. A student recognition program is part of the agenda. And this Friday, starting at 7:30 till 9, we will have a keynote speaker. His name is Jack Gottlieb, and he's the CEO and founder of the Total Solutions Group, a learning and development company. And we'll also hear from Kutztown University Foundation. The executive director, Alex Ojika, will also join us to talk about how to give to the Kutztown University Foundation. The following week, we will be part of the Kutztown University Entrepreneurial Leadership Week, and yours truly will be moderating a women's panel on Wednesday from 12 to 1. All of those events held that week are free. Please go to our Facebook page or Google Calendar to get more information about how to participate. All right, let's talk about Rotary. And we'll start by allowing anyone to jump in and give some input. How has a membership in the Chamber been valuable in terms of your goals and your mission for your Rotary clubs?
Lori, I'd be glad to talk a little bit about the mission of our Rotary clubs and how the Chamber's been a great help. Rotary International has called on us to serve others. We are the largest international service club. In fact, we have a motto of service above self, and we have the same sort of impact in our communities as a chamber does. And that is that we have, we look at community and economic development as one of our 7 areas of focus. We get together as Rotarians with the chamber and network because it's a valuable referral system, it's a valuable fellowship system, and it's great for serving the community with other Rotary or non-Rotary groups. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. And as I said, we're very proud as the Northeast Berks Chamber to be associated with 4 different Rotary clubs. Connie, you're in Kutztown at the Kutztown Rotary.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us perhaps some of the ways that the relationship between the members of the chamber and the Kutztown Rotary has been of benefit?
I feel, going off a little bit of what Bob said, I think because you have members of businesses, those business people joining Rotary, you have your businesses that are part of the chamber. And I think if you're having a business in Kutztown or in the surrounding area, and then it just makes a perfect fit to also be part of another organization that has the same geared toward doing the same thing. You want to be able to do good in your communities that you serve. So it just seems like a perfect fit that you have a chamber who is very interested in the business world, but not only that, those businesses have a buy-in for the community. So they're just as interested in what's going on in the community, things they can do also to help uplift and serve. So with the Rotary always looking for ways also to reach out into the community with the student programs we do, and other things that just are beneficial to make and improve our communities, it just seems like a perfect fit to hopefully have some of those members even want to be interested in helping each other out, whether they become, and our club allows people to come in or enables people to come in as full Rotarians. Maybe they don't want to be at our weekly meetings. Maybe they just want to be service members and just want to be able to take part and participate in the good and the things we do. So that's just, I just see it as a great opportunity for both sides to work together.
Connie, while we're on the topic of business and Rotary partnerships, why don't you take a moment to promote the Taste of Kutztown this year?
Yes, so the Taste of Kutztown happens to be the Kutztown Rotary Club's major fundraiser. This year would actually be our 12th year. However, last year we had to cancel, as everybody knows, we had COVID, and which we are still dealing with. So we had to cancel last year. However, a committee is going full force to schedule one and hold one this year. Because of COVID, though, however, it's going to be scaled back a little bit, only because we're not sure where things are going to be as far as the social distancing. And we want to, our commitment to the people and the vendors attending is to do as much as we can to keep everyone safe. So we will be abiding by the CDC guidelines, the Pennsylvania State Health Guidelines. So what we see that meaning right now is, while we were eager to keep increasing the amount of vendors that come there, this year we're going to kind of, cut it back a little bit just so we can allow for social distancing. We're also looking to have a cutoff for the advanced ticket sales, and then possibly not even sell tickets the day of, just because we're trying to limit the number of people. If we do it online and advance tickets, we at least have a better idea of the number that will be coming, because there's also people who can just walk in.
Last question, do you have any sponsorships available?
Yes, letters went out for sponsorships. I'm sorry, I don't have one of those letters in front of me to know what the different levels are. We have lots of sponsorships that go out. I know the lowest level is $250, and I know that one for sure because we oftentimes have a small business that may be interested in setting up. Well, they don't fall under any of our craft, food, wine, or beer categories. So if they really want to, we don't want to send them away, but we give them the option that because they really don't fit any of those 4 categories for the fee we charge, if they are wanting to come in as a sponsor for at least $250, then they, if they're willing and want to come in as sponsorship at that rate, then they will be assigned their space to set up and promote their business.
Okay, thank you so much, Connie.
You're welcome.
On now to Steve Chappelle. Steve, as we noted, is the president of the Fleetwood Rotary Club. Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit about your club and what types of projects and events are coming up in your area?
Okay, great, thank you. One of the things we have coming up actually next week is our 4-way speech contest. It's for students in Fleetwood and Ole. They will be asked to present a short speech based on an ethical question that's personal to them, based on Rotary's 4-way test, which is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? Last year, unfortunately, we had to cancel our event, but years prior, we've had multiple students, participating, and the winner of our contest will go on to the district level contest and hopefully beyond that. In that event, it's nice to have local business leaders, which we invite as well, to become, part of our judging committee. Also, we have a gentleman, local business owner, who MCs the event for us every year. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to have professionals in our area to, provide like role models for the students themselves, but also as the judges.
And certainly, Steve, in the future, you could use the chamber as a resource for judges as well, if needed.
That would be great to know. Perfect.
So you mentioned that you have 2 events coming up. What else do you have besides the 4-way speech contest?
Yes, so this is March, and then in June we have our annual car show of wheels. Years prior, we've had over 200 vehicles registered. It is on June 12th this year, the Saturday, June 12th. Unfortunately, I believe it's the same day as the Taste of Kutztown. But we try to coordinate as much as possible between Rotarians in Kutztown and Fleetwood. But that's a wonderful event. It's one of our major fundraisers for our Rotary Club. And again, as you know, we rely on that fundraising with the help of local business leaders in the area. And basically that helps provide funds for our causes for the rest of the year.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's move next to Reverend Mark Jensen. Mark, you are, as we noticed earlier, you're the president of the Hamburg Rotary Club. Are you a new president? Did you just come into your first term?
Yeah, I just came, I started in June, and I had not been in Rotary that long. I think I joined about 3 years ago, 3.5. And, I had a downtown business person that was the president at the time that invited me. And so, just a simple invitation can be that doorway to getting new members. And we certainly lift that up in our club. Yeah, with COVID, it's been very interesting in terms of meetings. I know some clubs are doing virtual only, some are doing hybrid with people virtual and in person. And our club has chosen to stay with in person. And it's kind of fluctuated as numbers have changed in the state in terms of cases with COVID. But we've been working on a couple of projects. One is to refurbish the band shell in our city park, and we have received a grant last year, so that project is underway, and I imagine it'll need warmer weather for that to get completed. But a grant that we just applied for as a club was to build a gazebo at the Kernsville Dam, and we're working with a couple of groups to try to make that happen, each giving some funds toward this project. So we're excited about that. And last summer we had to cancel our big golf fundraiser, and this summer we're going to move forward with it. Keith Phillips, who is in charge of that project, is moving forward with that. And I think one of the things with fundraisers is that, especially as we're moving forward, dealing with COVID and numbers are going down, we're seeing more people vaccinated. We still need a lot of people in the club to step forward and help. And I think more so than any other time, individual members are needing to be a part of that in terms of helping make sure that fundraisers and other projects are a success. And we've certainly seen that in our club, in people being willing to step up and help.
You know, as Bob mentioned earlier, we've had a number of networking events with all of the clubs that are represented here. And also the Hamburg Rotary Club in recent years has been a sponsor of the Student Recognition Program, which is a unique program for chambers that Northeast Berks Chamber has hosted since 1992. And so we've appreciated that sponsorship so that the students who are recognized, their teachers and their parents have their breakfast underwritten when we're actually having breakfast. So thank you to your club for being, an ongoing sponsor for that program.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right. Where is Pam Rothenberger? Pam?
Hi there.
Pam, you're
Go
with
ahead.
the Rotary Club of Reading. You're our newest Rotary chamber member. So tell us about your experience with the Rotary and how you see the membership as a value.
Okay. First, let me say that while we're the newest member of the Rotary contingency, if you will, of the Northeast Chamber, we are the oldest among all of our clubs. Reading is the 88th club in the world, and all the rights and privileges of being one of the top 100 are being able to make that statement. And as I tell people that in a coffee ticket will get you a cup of coffee. But it's a long history. We'll be celebrating our 107th. We're in our 108th year. So we will be celebrating 108 in December of this year. We have lots and lots of, we don't have irons in the fire. We have, we're still in the fire building stages. We've added many logs that are starting to come to life. And one of them is a local, very local thing. We are actually going to try our hand at having a pierogi sale. And it's going to be by word of mouth only to family and friends. And our chief cook and bottle washer is Diane Connor, who is our president. And if you've been on the receiving end of her pierogies, they are wonderful. They're going to, she's planning on making 120 dozen. And her dozens, I believe, are a little bit better than a baker's dozen. I think she says she usually puts 14 together. And for those 14, you would need to pay $15 for homemade pierogies that are wonderful. It's not a bad price at all. I'm going to be sending information as soon as Diane has all the facts in place for when exactly this is going to be and how we'll take orders and all that kind of stuff. But that's going to be coming up in the near future. We're winding up 2 grants this year. One of them is actually a grant from 2019-20 year. Because of COVID, the grant was for a continuation of a grant we had with Essex Park. One of Reading Reading's playgrounds. And we were able to do some really great refurbishing of equipment, adding some new equipment, painting, and just spiffing up the place. It was on the verge of turning over to the darker side of usage. And we came in with the help of neighbors and we're able to do that, and we're continuing that. But because of COVID, we weren't allowed on the playground last year. So Rotary, the district, extended that grant, and then we had a grant for this year, helping one of the chamber members, Pam Gockley, and the Camel Project in getting books for her to distribute and use with the classes she teaches at different schools and community events. One of the other new logs that we've thrown on the fire is we are going to be one of 3 clubs, I believe it is, who are joining together to work with Albright College in their Science Research Institute, building I want to say an adventure camp for STEM kids. And it's a really neat project with really neat goals and lots of enthusiasm throughout the community. I can't wait to get that off the ground and help with that project. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is that while we are the biggest geographic area and population-wise area of our 4 clubs that are represented here, we are probably, it's very hard for us to reach out for membership, because most everybody who lives in Reading is not aware of Rotary. We have a real, everybody knows Rotary. They've heard about somebody who used to belong to Rotary years ago, and oh, that Rotary still exists. And so we've got an identity crisis going on, and it's very fitting for us to be part of an organization that has 3 other Rotary clubs as part of it. And I'm excited to looking for new ways to exchange ideas and keep things moving for all of us.
You know, Pam, you bring up a good point, and that is part of your membership benefit is that your organization has the opportunity to promote its events, its mission, et cetera, through our e-newsletter and through other channels and platforms. And so we're here to support your promotion and marketing of your club. So that's another good benefit. Bob, I'm going to circle back to you because I know that perhaps our listeners are interested in learning more about Rotaract Club.
Thank you, Lori. Yeah, we're very interested in Rotaract. Rotaract is a division of Rotary that involves people who are younger, often in the college age, and some folks who are out of college. Used to have a limit of age 30, but no longer. Rotaractors serve the world just as Rotarians do. In fact, there are nearly 11,000 Rotaract clubs throughout the world, 204,000 Rotaractors in 180 countries. The beauty this year is that we're adding a 7th area of focus. I talked earlier about community and economic development. We have many others, including environment. And the environment area of focus allows us to do projects that are particularly meaningful to folks who might be Rotaractors. The Kutztown Rotary Club sponsored a Rotaract Club at Kutztown University. That's become a week endeavor, and we would like to strengthen it. We would like to see someone in Kutztown University join us in service to the community and perhaps the world. For example, just this past week, we did a cleanup of the Saucony Creek with the Environmental Advisory Committee of the Kutztown Borough, and Mayor Schlegel called and asked us to get involved in that. So there are many things that Rotaractors can do, including getting money up to $15,000 for local projects. And that's kind of neat. Thanks, Lori.
You're welcome. I wanted to touch on something that Pam alluded to, and perhaps, Bob, you would want to address this as well. Is there any time during a year that there's a membership drive, so to speak, for the Rotary clubs?
Yeah, we have, one of our months is membership month. We have a Rotary year comprised of of 12 months, not following the calendar month, but beginning July 1st. And membership is one of the big things that we do during membership month. I will tell you that I think it's in March, may even be maybe earlier. But the point is that we would love to have people come out and have some fun with us and do a service project with us and see just how great the program is. You know, our motto coming up is serve to change lives. And that's a real meaningful thing. I think it provides a lot of fulfillment to people. So membership can be fun, but we also do great things. Thanks.
Yes, you do. You're welcome. I'm just going to go back to each one of you for a few moments so that you can share when you meet and if anyone's interested in contacting your club. So Steve, I'll start with you.
Okay, great. We usually meet, well, typically we'll meet every Wednesday morning at Masilum Springs Golf Club at 7:30. Usually the first 3 or 4 weeks of the month. Usually the last Wednesday of the month, we will actually visit a local business in our service area. We'll ask local business owners, and we basically invite them to do a presentation and share with us, our members, what their business is about, what their business does, or what their organization does. That's usually the last Wednesday of each month. But
and how could we reach you if someone's interested in joining your Rotary Club?
The best way probably is through our website, fleetwoodparotary.org. And there's a link there to submit an email. So that's typically the best way to get a hold of us. There's links for each officer on there as well.
Okay, great. Thank you, Steve. Mark, could you share with us when your club meets and how to get in touch with you?
Our club meets the second and fourth Thursdays of each month at 7:30 a.m. And if you want to get in touch with us, the best way would be probably through our website, Hamburg Rotary in PA. It's very easy to find, and there's a lot of different. It'll give you background on what we've been doing and what we're currently doing. So,
all right, thank you very much, Connie.
Yes, Lori. So I would say we do meet weekly, Wednesday evenings. Now, currently every Wednesday is a Zoom meeting at 7 o'clock. However, we do meet in person, or I should say we have hybrid. We have a hybrid meeting at our Kutztown Tavern. That's the location that when we meet in person. So we do that. Generally, it's the second Wednesday of each month. However, this week we are actually meeting on the 17th, that it will be a hybrid meeting. So, a weekly meeting, and members can find out about us. You can either look for us on Facebook, or our website is kutztownrotaryclub.org.
All right. Thank you, Connie. And last but not least, Pam.
Okay, there are two ways you can get in contact with the Reading Rotary Club. One is through our website, readingrotary.org, and the other one, our Facebook page, is Reading Rotary. Now, you need to be sure that you're on Reading Rotary in PA, because we often are mistaken for the one in England, and sometimes some of the Readings around our country, but usually the mix-up is with our friends across the pond. So that's how you can get in contact with us. We meet the second and fourth Thursdays of every month, but we are a dinner time club. Right now we're meeting on Zoom, although we had a board meeting in person, which was at the DoubleTree, which is our usual meeting place. We're hoping to be able to get back in a hybrid situation as people get comfortable that the DoubleTree is a quite safe place to be, and we're looking forward to being face-to-face again.
All right. Thank you so much, Pam. Well, I thank all of our guests today for sharing information and insight into our area, some of our area Rotary clubs. And we look forward to seeing some of you in person, perhaps in the coming months. And for more information about the benefits of membership of the Northeast Berks Chamber, visit northeastberkschamber.com. Thank you very much.